Hey everyone, welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News Today. I'm Sohail Khan, and today we're diving into a development that has set the community buzzing. This one isn't the usual rumor. It's technical, specific, and coming from long-followed voices. Stick with me, we'll break it down step by step, explain what it means and what you should be thinking about right now. Imagine a giant electrical grid finally being connected to the world, one final switch, and lights across a whole region come on. That's the picture people are using today to describe what's allegedly happened with Iraq's banking connections. If true, this is not speculation. It's a technical milestone. Opening summary. A widely shared update from a source known as Frank26 has reignited talk of a potential dinar revaluation. The claim, global banking networks have been synchronized, that the Central Bank of Iraq is now connected live and ready to move the Iraqi dinar internationally. The report names major banks, cites internal system activity, and suggests a coordinated technical rollout rather than a political announcement. Today, we'll unpack those claims, examine the steps involved, and explain why this update is being treated as a possible turning point. What Frank26 is saying, plain and simple. Frank26's central message is short and direct. The technical work is done. According to his report, the global banking network, the digital highways banks use to trade and settle currencies, has been synchronized with Iraq's systems. He says the systems are ready, the connections are live, and now it's a matter of activation. Put another way, the plumbing has been completed. The pipes are connected, the valves are in place, and the only thing left is to open the tap. Why that would be a big deal? Why does this matter? Because a currency can't truly trade globally at a new value unless the international banks can move it. You need secure, compliant, high-speed digital links. Without them, even an official rate means nothing because global banks and traders couldn't settle trades reliably. So if Iraq's systems are now fully talking to major international banks, this would be the clearest technical step toward an internationally recognized exchange rate. It moves the conversation from politics and forecasts into operational readiness, something you can see inside bank systems. What synchronized global banking systems actually means. Let's clear up the jargon. A synchronized global banking system means several things. Banks can securely send and receive settlement messages. Currency codes and trading pairs are recognized and active in internal systems. Compliance checks, KYC, Know Your Customer, and AML, anti-money laundering rules are configured and passing tests. Clearing and settlement processes function end-to-end, from sending a trade to confirming funds moved. It's not just a software patch, it's a full tested integration. That takes upgrades, new protocols, and legal and regulatory alignment. The alleged evidence in the report. According to the update, the evidence includes 1. Direct claims that major banks names like JP Morgan, Citi, Wells Fargo, Chase, and Bank of America have live connections to Iraq's systems. 2. Reports that internal bank rate sheets and trading platforms show the Iraqi dinar code, IQD, as active or pending. 3. Alleged final testing with international institutions like the IMF to validate compliance and transaction robustness. 4. Multiple community insiders echoing the same theme, not quite identical, but aligned enough to make observers sit up. If those points are accurate, they represent concrete technical preparation rather than wishful thinking. A quick historical contrast. For years, many described Iraq's banking system as limited, manual processes, internal-only operations, and infrastructure not ready for modern global markets. That's why the dinar remained largely isolated. The new narrative, the CBI quietly overhauled its infrastructure. New digital tracking, updated compliance, and modern payment rails were put in place. The claim now is that these upgrades are complete and tested. Corroboration from other sources, community voices. After Frank26's update, other known names in the community, Mint Goat, Mark Zeta, and Nada from the Middle East, reportedly hinted at the same technical phase. Mint Goat is quoted as saying, "The synchronization of global banking systems is the last technical step before rate release." Why does multiple source alignment matter? Because when different insiders with different contact networks report the same technical theme, it elevates the signal above noise. It doesn't prove the event, but it does increase the probability that something substantive is happening behind the scenes. The bigger picture: could this be multi-currency? The update goes beyond Iraq. It claims that the integration might include placeholders for other emerging market currencies, notably the Vietnamese dong, Zimbabwean currency, and others. That raises the possibility of a coordinated multi-currency technical event rather than a single country action. A synchronized multi-currency rollout would be far more complex and potentially more impactful. If coordinated properly, it could reduce volatility and present a managed reintegration of several currencies into wider markets. Why now? Global economics and geopolitics. The update tries to place timing within the broader global shift. Nations are exploring alternatives to dollar-centric trade. Regional alliances and new trade systems are under discussion. Iraq, a major oil producer in the Middle East, sits at a strategic crossroads. The narrative claims regional actors support a stable, internationally traded dinar because it benefits regional trade and reduces friction. In that view, timing is not random, it's strategic. The technical readiness could be aligning with a moment of geopolitical realignment. Internal bank confirmations: what was reported? One of the most striking claims: contacts inside major U.S. banks have allegedly seen internal rate sheets showing pending updates for IQD. These are internal feeds traders use, not public documents. If a currency code is active inside trading systems, it usually means the bank has completed technical and compliance steps to handle that currency. Activating a currency code is not a casual action. It involves legal reviews, KYC, AML checks, and operational preparedness. Again, if true, this would be a strong operational sign that banks expect transactions in the near term. The phased rollout model being described. According to these insiders, the rollout follows 3 phases. 1. Synchronization: the banks and central systems are connected and tested, claimed complete. 2. Testing and validation: banks run live internal tests to make sure everything settles correctly, reportedly happening now. 3. Public rate release: the central bank officially announces the rate, banks then process public exchanges. This orderly, technical approach makes sense. Large financial changes usually move from closed testing to public deployment. Timeline: talk, days or weeks. Frank26 reportedly said the final phase could unfold in days or weeks, not months. He described the rollout as quiet at first, then sudden and pervasive. Why the compressed timeline? If the last technical step is truly complete, the remaining steps are mostly validation and legal sign-offs. Those can be short if no issues appear, but timelines in finance are notoriously fragile. Small compliance or political issues can slow everything down. So while the claim suggests immediacy, caution is still warranted. The Vietnam connection. A major part of the report centers on the Vietnamese dong. The update claims Vietnam has mirrored upgrades and could be coordinating with Iraq and international partners, IMF, World Bank, Asian Development Bank, to ensure a synchronized and stable revaluation for both currencies. If Iraq and Vietnam coordinated to release new rates simultaneously, it would be a rare and highly impactful event. That possibility explains why traders and holders are paying close attention. It would be about more than one country's currency. It would be about a broader rebalancing in the global system. Practical steps for holders: what people are talking about. The community focus has shifted from speculation to practical preparation. Here, what is being emphasized. Keep your receipts and documentation. Banks will require proof of purchase and authenticity under strict AML KYC rules. Avoid acting on unverified screenshots or claims. Scams and misinformation spike during big events. Monitor official channels, central banks, verified bank communications, and long-standing, credible sources. Be patient and prepared. If it happens, things will move quickly. Your bank will give instructions for exchanges. Risks and caveats: what to keep in mind. This report is technical and detailed, which makes it compelling, but there are important cautions. 1. Insider-sounding information can still be wrong. Banks have many internal test environments that don't necessarily mean a public rollout. 2. Political decisions can overrule technical readiness. A political pause, legal step, or international diplomacy could delay the public release. 3. Scams will rise. As we get closer to any real event, bad actors will try to exploit excitement, verify everything. So balance optimism with skepticism. Be prepared, but don't act on emotion alone. Why the story is shifting the conversation. The biggest reason this update is making waves is the change in framing. For years, the conversation was, if there's a revaluation, when? Now the conversation some insiders are advancing is, it's not if, it's when. The focus has moved from political debates to technical activation. That shift is powerful because technical activation is something you can observe inside systems, not just a speech or a news article. What would happen after a public release? If the Central Bank of Iraq publicly announces a new rate, here's a simplified chain of events that would likely follow. 1. Official announcement from the CBI. 2. Major banks publish updated internal rate feeds and prepare client communications. 3. Authorized financial institutions begin processing legitimate exchanges for verified holders. 4. Secondary markets respond, and FX traders price the currency accordingly. 5. Wider economic effects ripple through trade contracts, oil pricing arrangements, and regional finance. That's the technical path insiders describe. Of course, the speed and smoothness depend on how well the testing phase goes. Final thoughts from the report. Frank26's closing message, as reported, was emotional and direct. For years, we've talked about the promise. We've hoped, prayed, and waited. Now it's no longer hope. It's happening. That sentiment is echoed by a number of community voices, and that alignment is what's fueling the current surge of attention. Bottom line, where we stand right now. To sum up today's update, a widely circulated insider report claims the global banking network and Iraq systems are synchronized and ready. Multiple community insiders reportedly corroborate parts of the technical narrative. The alleged timeline suggests the final public phase could happen soon. If true, this would be one of the most significant technical milestones in years. But important reminder, claims that sound specific can still be premature. We will continue to track official confirmations from the Central Bank of Iraq, verified banking communications, and established international institutions. Your best move as a holder is to stay informed, keep records handy, and wait for official instructions from your bank. Closing practical checklist, short and clear. Before we go, here's a short checklist to be ready. 1. Gather receipts and documentation. 2. Verify your bank's official contact channels. 3. Don't share personal details with unverified sources. 4. Stay calm and follow your bank's instructions when they arrive. 5. Keep watching verified updates from Iraqi Dinar News Today. That's the update for today. If you found this breakdown helpful and you want daily, clear, reliable updates about the dinar, the CBI, and currency developments, subscribe to Iraqi Dinar News Today. Hit like if this video helped you understand the technical side of what's being reported, and drop a comment below with your questions or what you want covered next. We read every comment and we're building a community of informed holders. Thanks for watching. Stay prepared, stay skeptical, and we'll keep tracking this closely. Subscribe to Iraqi Dinar News Today for more updates straight from the heart of the story. Disclaimer. The information provided on Iraqi Dinar News Today is for educational and informational purposes only. We do not provide financial, investment, or trading advice. All content shared on this channel is based on publicly available data and personal opinions. Viewers are advised to do their own research and consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Iraqi Dinar News Today is not affiliated with any government agency, bank, or financial institution.